Hey folks, Scrap Team on air, and welcome back for some more crazy engineering. So, as you probably already suspected, we're gonna talk about trains today. So, let me firstly show you the stuff that works everywhere and for everyone. And this is a trailer. You know, it's just nothing special. Few magnetic blocks, a few buttons to manage them, and a few connectors. Nothing really special. And two trolleys to just keep it more or less stable. Much more interesting is this guy who is a locomotive. So let me show you this guy. We have two nice cabins on each side. That gives us an ability to actually drive it to both directions without any problems. This button is for connect or disconnect this connector. If we need to attach more wagons, more carrots, stuff like that. Here inside we also have a machine room. Wait, I stuck a little bit, sorry. I need to eat a little bit less. What do we have here? Nice set of batteries, 3 engines, and a tank for the fuel, of course. And yeah, we need to use custom suspension wheels control script because obviously all the trolleys are custom suspension. With that said, let's go to the part that's not too working, to be honest. Oh, wait a second. What happened here? What happened here? That should be a right color, like that. Alrighty. Well, with that done. You know, this suspension was inspired by real-life train wheels, which has border inside to prevent them from actually slipping all the way, especially on turns, but I end up editing low wheels to have this car nicely stick to the rails because it's not naturally, it's not doing that naturally, and the reason for that is that here in Space Engineers each wheel is basically a sphere, so it looks like a kind of donut, but it's sphere. That's why we have some weird dynamics constantly with that wheels. So I was selected initially one block distance between rails, but was forced to go to this hangar door edges. If I recall the name correctly, that might be also a blast door. Yeah, I can't remember the name. Never mind. What's important here is that I stick to this design because I end up trying to fit two 3x3 wheels between them to provide more stability because it's crashes all the time, and each big wheel, each top wheel supported by small down one, just to be more sturdy on turns and different bends that our rails has. Trailer basically this wagon designed by the same principles, only since it has 2 wheels instead of 3, just because it doesn't need to provide that much propulsion as locomotive has. Okay, less words, let me show you how it drives. Actually, you've seen that in an intro part, but you know, it's always worth to show. Well, if we go in here to the bend, it start bends and it looks not bad already. It looks like it working. The same stuff for the wagon, for the cart. But you see, these wheels on a cart almost won't spin because they're set up to have zero frequency to not prevent our locomotive from pulling that cart actually. Here it behaves also not bad for this type of band, but then the problem begins. And yeah, this oh, we're stuck. These rails built kinda incorrectly, because you typically want to have some distance between different parts, and obviously you need the different parts because there is a lot of subgrids, and this is a kinda base grid, and if you try to attach them, game not gonna be happy, and all the construction probably explodes. The only thing that I found possible to attach... Let me show you where I did it. Where I did it? Here? No. It wasn't here. Wait a second. Let me find that. Let me find that place. Yeah, here. Attaching them like this will do the trick. That's really legit way to do that. The only thing that it's really hard to get the distance between different parts of rails. Okay, let's go here. What's going on here? Why we have some smoke? And this smoke comes from internal wheel. Yeah, that happens. Okay, let's move further, because here our problem begins on a kind of horizontal band of rails, because yep, we had this situation already. Let me show you why it's bad. Because this wheel that actually does a lot of smoke in this position. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how the game dynamic works, how does the game physics works, but these wheels might be kind of shifted to the side all the way and even further than it's than you can imagine, let's say like this. Okay, if we now go back and a little bit forward and back more and now forward, it might fix itself, might not. Yeah, but in this case it's fixed. Yeah, and you kind of have these problems all the way around, all the way on any turn and stuff like that. Yeah, you can solve that, not too easily, but you can do that. You can solve it by just using less let's say bumpy turns. Oh yeah, it's really about time to spawn something and to start bloody storm. Sorry, let me just do that. Alrighty, because I wanna you seeing something, not just listening for my magnificent voice. Alrighty, where is the problem here? The problem here is... Oh no, it's actually... Oh, I reconfigured that. It's only 5 degrees turn, but, you know, it doesn't help a lot. And as you see, this train still has issues on even that smooth turn. Of course, we can go to something like, I mean, 1.5, 2 degrees per hinge and make bigger distances between hinges and stuff like that, but, you know, that's not what we're looking for, probably. Speaking about its problems, it's not too stable, it can't manage even turn in 5 degree, and these rails are really expensive because these blocks requires us to have a lot of iron, and it's heavy and all the stuff like this, so I don't like this design at all. And we need all that strange brackets to hold our rails in place, and that's basically the problem for all implementations with double rail. Alrighty, it's about time to look on a different design. The cabin and the carrot top are basically the same. I'm not gonna go and show them one more time. The most interesting thing here is suspension, and instead of 2 wheels inside, I placed one 5x5 wheel. That solves a lot of issues, I want to be clear with you, and this 5x5 wheel just perfectly fits inside one large grid block, but it still has issues. Actually, let me show you how it drives, and this time I'm gonna drive it on a full speed. So I'm gonna go all the way to the back to reach as much speed as possible. Ouch, I hope you're not gonna be derailed. Yeah, because railing, like placing them on rails are really tough job. Okay, we're running full speed and we are okay there, because it's kinda limited by speed. Yeah, by the way, that speed limitation is real pain in the ass, because we can limit only the speeds that vehicle try to reach by propulsion, not the speeds that it's trying to reach by by inertia. Well, and yeah, as soon as it's going down, it has inertia, and this inertia on turns trying to push your vehicle outside the rails. And this is why we need all the vehicles inside and stuff like that to basically tune that scene. Oh, we missed the wheel already. Oh, where is my light? Yeah, there meant to be one more pair of wheels, but we don't have it because it became missed. Probably somewhere, I don't know, I can see it. Yeah, the problem is with that wheels that it's zero friction, so it flies all the way around. Okay, with that said, that actually not too bad stuff, and it's probably even working design if you're gonna manage the speed correctly, but if you miss it somewhere, you're gonna be really upset with the result. And yeah, please don't look on this station. I know it's ugly, it's not finished, and it's even don't meant to be finished. Okay, one last thing. This stuff is still expensive to produce. Still expensive to produce. A little bit easier than this one, but it's still expensive. It still needs that weird brackets. It still has all the issues that this design has. Yeah, so that's not the case that you wanna go. It's just not worth it. Alrighty. Now, since keeping that in mind, I actually tried to design some monorail, and I probably can optimize this suspension to drive on a one block, because as you see here is two blocks, but it become to be not too stable. Speaking about stability, let me actually turn off this connection. Can I turn it off, please? Yeah, like that. Now, we should be able to drive here and show you that. Saying that, I mean, if I select that stuff and build a long pile right here, and then attach battery to it, as you see, it holds without any issues, with all that leverage, with all that mess. So it's not a big deal for, I mean, in terms of pitch stability. Yeah. So let me drive it. Okay, let me select the right view, and what we can do is actually connect them. Yep. And go further like this to show you how suspension works. Yeah, as you see, this slopes is not a big deal. For this guy, the only thing that we need to maintain our speed. We still need to maintain it. Yeah, unfortunately, inertia is a big problem in this game. Okay, I can show you that moment. that it drives just perfectly. And as you see, suspension wheels bouncing a lot less, just because it hinges the same height as a standard block. Oopsie daisy. In this case, it was to be connected, but it kinda has a wrong clearance between. Well, that's probably it. As you see, we also have that nice arrow here. Yeah, we're gonna go to the arrow in a minute. So, with this type of rail, it's really easy to build any bends that you need, up, down, right, left, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all, because these kind of rails are connected. Actually, this is one rail, but you know, well, you don't need to worry about all the brackets and stuff like that. You just don't need them. It's hauled itself, and also these support legs become to be really beautiful. You have no problem connecting it in a center, because it's not gonna affect wheels. And yeah, this is a problem with one block suspension, because I mean with one block rail, because you need down suspension, and it's gonna interfere with something, and basically that's gonna be a huge problem connecting this rail to any surface. Alrighty, even building arrows, railway arrows, is not a big problem, not a big deal with this type of rails, because when you have two rails, you need to maintain distance between them somehow, and that become a huge pain in the ass when you're trying to bend it, because when you're bending it, one part extends while yeah, only one part extends, getting these gaps, and then you need to somehow maintain it on an opposite edge, and that's really huge pain in this. In this case, especially with the gaps, it's not a big deal. By the way, these gaps not affecting suspension at all. So if we click this button, firstly, I made that beautiful traffic light for us to not drive when it's in a switching mode. And as you see, it switches here without any problems, and now we can drive our train different way. Yeah, you see, all that these gaps are not a big deal for the train. It can manage it easily, and yeah, by the way, this all these turns are something like 10 degrees, so it's not a problem for that type of suspension. It drives just perfectly and without any problems. Well, with all that said, all this, yeah, one more moment, wait a second. I want to show you, oopsie daisy, I forget to maintain the speed, and we end up cutting part of our suspension. That happens. That's why I said that you need to maintain speed all the way. And we cut what part of suspension we end up cutting? Wait. I seen some part of suspension falls here, but oh, I see. We lose one wheel here. Yeah. Well, about this, it's really nice thing to connect not vehicles, it's not the cars itself, but the trolleys. And let me show you why. Okay, I'm gonna use this cabin this time. And we can go and drive just straight, because we need a nice bend stuff to show you that. It's still drivable even without one of that bottom suspensions, because they're kinda redundant and needed just for stability, but you know, you don't want to lose it generally. Oh, come on. My goodness, show me that bloody UI. Okie dokie. Now, let me show you why you wanna connect the trolleys, but not the cars. When you in a position like that, like this. Okay, come on, stop. Stop right here for me. Beautiful. You see that you kinda wanna these suspensions to be related between each other, not the cars related between each other, because cars are much more bent, have a bigger angle between them, related to suspensions, and it's kinda help was suspensions turn in a right way. And yeah, you need to limit all that hinges. It's limited for 10 degree both sides in my case, actually. Yeah, and I end up having 2 hinges here because obviously it's not enough to have only one. And you want to limit that angle because when you driving it, kind of pulling that cart, it's not a big deal, but in moment when you push it, it might be a problem if you not limit that angle, because it's gonna bend just in a strange way to one of sides and not push the cart correctly. Yeah, something like this. That's probably all that I want to show you today, and all that stuff kind of connecting to the catwalks are pretty easy to do. When we have one small and one big grid, you always have some different options to connect them and to have them in a beautiful way. And yeah, all that stuff pretty walkable without any problems. You can go anywhere you want. And well, with that said and with that done, I actually done all that work, all the things, all the testings, because I wanna kinda transport these containers. Don't ask about crane. Don't ask about crane in this video. I'm gonna record a separate video about that, and this crane will be available on Steam, obviously, but a little bit later. Because firstly, I wanna explain how it works and kinda show how it operates. So it's gonna be a separate showcase video for this crane. Today we're speaking only about trains and rails. Yeah. Well, with all that said, all the trains and carts basically will be available on... not will be, they are available on stream. You can find the links in the description below. So get them, test them, check them out, and let me know what do you think about them in the comments below. Maybe I just missed something, and those 2 options are actually pretty nice for some cases, but for now I'm gonna stick with monorail option because I like it the most. And that's it for today. Have an awesome day. See you in the next video. Bye bye, folks.